Hey guys, this is Kevin from JazTime.com, and today we'll be doing a comparison between the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Extra Thin here on my left, reference number 15200ST.00.1240ST.01, and we'll be comparing it against the Audemars Piguet just normal Royal Oak, reference number 15400 ST.00.1220ST.03. Of course, we'll always have the link to the watch in the description below, so you can check it out then. We'll be going over the price, the dial, bezel, case, crown, bracelet, clasp, and we'll talk about the movement towards the end of the video. Okay, so as of April 2018, you can get this Royal Oak Extra Thin from an authorized Audemars Piguet retailer for $22,700, or you can get the standard boutique edition Audemars Piguet Royal Oak for $17,800. Of course, both of these watches are in a very high demand from Audemars Piguet retailers, so expect to be on a wait list. And if you absolutely cannot wait, check out our website at JazTime.com for the most up-to-date pricings of if you want to get this watch now. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into the dial now. So as you can see, almost very similar dial structure, in which we have the octagonal case blue dials. But for the 15400, the blue dial is actually more reflective. As you can see, as I tilt it towards the light, you see that more reflection from the Grand Tapisserie dial, which is the square pattern, the name of the square patterning on the 15400. Whereas the 15202 here on my left has what's called a petite dial patterning, and it's more of a bluish gray dial color. As you can see, as I tilt it towards the light source, it doesn't quite shine as much as the 15400, but still absolutely gorgeous regardless. Same hour marker and hand styles, which is the Audemars Piguet hands, indexed hour markers, fashioned in stainless steel and luminous coated for easy legibility during the night. So both have same sort of dial architecture in regards to having the same landmarks at the 12 o'clock position, being able to recognize the time from that landmark even during the dark as well. Of course, the 15400 will have a little more readability, as it is just slightly larger dial. Okay, so once again, Grand Tapisserie dial versus Petite Tapisserie dial. Date window at the 3 o'clock position, same position on both watches. The 15400 has still a little more hour marker on a portion of that date window, whereas the 15202 does not. The AP logo is actually located in different positions. The 15202 is more of a throwback to its original predecessor, and back from the 1972 original Royal Oaks, where the AP logo were at the 6 o'clock position, with the Audemars Piguet name at the 12 o'clock position and the automatic name. The 15400 is more of a modern day AP, where it has the AP logo at the 12 o'clock position with the Audemars Piguet name and the automatic at the 6 o'clock position. So very, very slight differences in the dial structuring. Besides that, for the colors you can get these watches in, if you're not interested in the blue patterning or the blue color, for the 15202, you're looking at either black or silver. The 15400 has an additional color, and it's black, silver, or white. Okay, moving on to the bezel now. Same style bezel, nice satin finish octagonal bezel with hexagonal screws, nice high polish contrasting to that satin finish. And additionally, paired with the high polish on the edge of the bezel, you can see a nice beautiful high polish, and it really brings more to the face of the watch, makes it more eye-catching, more pleasing to look at. And that's paired with the nice stainless steel casing, same style of casing, so stainless steel case, satin finish with nice trimming of the high polish on the lugs of the case. The case sizes, of course, are different, but not by too much. On my left, the 15202 is a 39mm watch, and on my right, the 1500 is a 41mm watch. Of course, the left is going to be thinner when it comes to thickness, as its name states. It is extra thin. But how extra is that? How extra thin is it? Well, not by much, but still a significant amount. The extra thin is a 8.1 millimeter case thickness, whereas the 15400 is a 10 millimeter case thickness. So both so you can almost see, you can see that difference. Okay. However, just because the watch is extra thin doesn't mean it doesn't have a presence on the wrist. You can actually still feel a nice weight on the extra thin, compared to the 15400, about almost the same weight on the wrist. So you won't feel too fatigued on the wrist because it's so heavy, but it's also light enough that, or rather it's sort of not so light that you wouldn't feel the watch on the wrist anymore after long periods of wear. You would definitely feel a nice hearty weight to the on the wrist with these watches. Okay, let's show you the other side of the case now. Nice satin finish on the sides of the case. You can still see the high polish trim right above that. AP name logo on the crown itself. The crowns are hexagonal screws, and that's to allow for easier gripping of the crown itself. Now both of the crowns, even though they look very similar to each other, a little bit thicker or wider on the extra thin versus the 15400. You can almost kind of see that difference there. But they serve different functions in terms of functionality and what they can do. So let's start off with the extra thin. The extra thin is just a simple pull-out crown. It can simply be pulled out as so. There we are. And that allows you to set the date or set the time however you like. However, the date functionality or changing the date window is a little bit different on the extra thin. You actually have to go past the 12 o'clock position with the hour hand, move it back to the 9 o'clock position, and then move it towards the 12 o'clock position again in order to change the date once. Of course, while not really intuitive in terms of ability to change the date, you won't be changing the date every day, so it's not really that big of a con really. Of course, in the standard position, this is where you can wind the watch. About 15 to 20 times is all you need to get the watch started once more. And of course, I put the crown back in against the case. You always want to do that with any watch. Specifically for this watch, it keeps it nice and protected with a water resistance of 50 meters or 166 feet. For the 15400, just a standard Royal Oak, we're looking at a screw down crown. So you can unwind counterclockwise as shown. And that's in the standard position in which you can wind the watch. Once again, 15 to 20 times is all you need. A simple tugging of the crown has its own function of being able to adjust the date instantaneously as shown. And then pulling the crown out to the final position will allow you to set the date however you like, or set the time however you like. And of course, the second hand or the hack movement will stop to allow precise time, such as to an atomic clock online. Pressing the crown back in starts that hand once more, and again, screw the crown nice and tight against the case. The water resistance of this watch is the same as the 15202, 50 meters or 166 feet. Okay. Moving on to the bracelet now. Basically, same style bracelet. Nice stainless steel links, sand finished very beautifully. All throughout that continuous pattern, only stopped by the AP logo. And then once again, throughout to the other side as well. So you can see very nice tapering of from the lugs down to the bracelet. I'm actually just going to go ahead and show you the clasp on one of these watches, as the clasp styles are the same, which is a butterfly style clasp. As you can see, pressing the deployment pushers on the top and bottom of the clasp opens it up as so. Now this clasp style is the exact same on the 15400. So once again, this is how it looks closed up. Okay, again, opened up. Okay, show you how it looks, hidden behind. Once again, that pattern closed up again. Really quickly here. Of course, bracelet's a little bit bigger on the 15400, as it is a slightly larger watch from being that 41 millimeters. Okay. So So let's go ahead and move on to the movements now. So for the movements, the 15202 runs what Audemars Piguet likes to call an extra thin movement. The extra thin movement is a mechanical self-winding movement and house made. It's a caliber 2121 movement that's extra thin, as the name states. It's 3.05 millimeters thick compared to the movement in the 15400, which is also a self-winding mechanical movement. That's the 3120 movement. The thickness of this movement is 4.26 millimeters. So about millimeter thickness decrease in the extra thin casing. The power reserve of the watch for the extra thin, you're looking at 48-hour power reserve compared to the 15400, which is a 60-hour power reserve. One thing I want to show you is the case backings of this watch. See if I can do it here. Both case backings, nice exhibition case back where you can view the movement itself. So you can see on the extra thin here on my left hand, different style of rotor, nice open rotor with the AP logo, AP name logo down the center of it, sort of skeletonized so you can see the movement throughout if you were to rotate the oscillator as so. Also, the window of the exhibition caseback is much larger compared to the 15400, which has a sort of smaller porthole viewing style, but still following the same octagonal case backing with hexagonal screws on the back as well. But the rotor on the 15400, give you a closer look at that. The rotor of the 15400 is a nice solid blade compared to the sort of skeletonized opening of the 15202. Alright, so let me actually go ahead and show you this watch on my wrist now. So here's the 15202 again. Opens up as so. Okay, close the top from the bottom. Beautiful bracelet. There's the 15202. And then the 15400. Okay, 15400. As I said before, a little bit thicker bracelet. And there's the face. Here's a side-by-side view of how high they sit on the wrist. As you can see, not too high on the wrist, even the 10 millimeters on the 15400 on my right, still not being that high, the extra thin, but as you can see, the extra thin, nice and flat against the wrist. Bracelet size, as I mentioned again, 15400, just a tad bit bigger, but that's just because of the case size. And there's two watches on the wrist. Okay, so if you're interested in any of these models for the lowest possible price, check out our website at JazTime.com. We have the lowest prices guaranteed, and we offer a 1-year warranty. And if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at JazTime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.